morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to Bariatrics and Beyond, brought to you by Elias Autism Company. We are the podcast that talk about life before, during, and beyond bariatric surgery. So grab yourself a drink and a healthy snack, pull up a seat, because on today's episode, we have Bariatric Coordinator Christine. Hi, Christine.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. So tell us all about you, Christine, where you're from and your background, all that fun stuff.
Hi, I am Christine Rauber, and I am originally from the New Orleans area in Louisiana. I now live in Hammond, Louisiana, which is about 30-40 minutes north of New Orleans. I was originally X-ray technologist for many, many years, and then did some insurance physicals for a insurance company. And that's what I did.
Christine, I didn't know about you. So you're an X-ray tech, and your girls are X-ray techs and nurses,
Yes.
right? So I mean,
Yes.
now that all makes sense. Is that why?
Yes.
Is that why Haley and Ange and all that got into that? Because of you?
I my whole family is medical. You know, my best friend is an Annie. She's a nurse, and Frank was paramedic, and so it's just like everybody. You know, like the nieces and everybody.
It's in the blood.
Medical at the time too, and still is pretty much a good career because there are jobs, you know,
Right.
and if you like medical, then it's a good choice, you know. My oldest daughter, Heather, is a nurse. She's an OR nurse, actually. And Haley's an X-ray tech, but went to MRI school, so she can do MRI and CTs. And Angie, my daughter-in-law, also was an X-ray tech and now does CTs. And Hannah Rose went into sleep study. And right after she graduated, like 2 months after she graduated, COVID hit and they closed all the sleep study labs.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, that was not fun. So anyway, she was trained in EEGs in neurology, and that's what she's been doing. So yeah, we're all kind of, you know, in the medical somewhere.
That's awesome. And if any of you guys picked up on any of those names like Haley and Ange, they are also EOC coordinators. Basically, your whole family work at EOC at this point, don't they? So tell me, how did you find EOC, and then how did you become a coordinator?
Okay, so I knew someone that had weight loss surgery, and when I called her, she said she had it with Dr. Ortiz, and it was wonderful. And so I was just researching. I mean, I needed weight loss surgery, and so I, you know, did my research on them. Decided I was going to go. My husband, Frank, and the girls were not thrilled because it was in Mexico, and I was kind of like, listen, you know, y'all got to trust me. I did my research. I'm not going to do anything that's going to put me in any kind of danger or anything like that. So anyway, so, you know, that was that. And Frank came with me, and literally the minute the driver picked us up, which was Remy, actually.
Me too.
Right. The minute he picked us up, Frank felt 100% better.
Yeah.
You know, about everything. But anyway, so I had surgery and it was successful and I did good. And Janice at that time was my coordinator. And she and I kind of kept in touch a little bit during that time. And she said one day, she said, you know, do you want the job? We have an opening. And that's how that got started.
Wow. Look at that, you guys. So just, you know, stick around. So
Yeah.
what surgery did you have?
I had the gastric sleeve, and then about probably almost 2 years later, I had the mini bypass, and I had that because they were having they call it a congress, which is we call it a conference, but they were having a congress, and the doctor who developed the mini, which is, you know, the one osmosis gastric bypass, was going to do one live. And Dr. Ortiz needed somebody that would do it, you know, live. And I was kind of just teasing around, and I said, I'll do it. And they were like, okay. So it's like, okay.
So you
that
had the
sounds good to
sleeve
me.
first. I didn't know you had the sleeve first and then converted. I thought you just started straight with the bypass. Did you have any other reason for having the bypass? Like, did you have acid reflux or anything like that?
No, because I had the mini. You see, and mini doesn't help the reflux at all. But I was kind of stalled. I wanted to lose, a little bit more weight. So
Gotcha.
it was good to go with it.
Right.
And yeah, it was fine. I had zero side effects, zero pain. I mean, it was great.
That's great. So tell me a little bit about your weight loss journey. Like, how much did you lose? What did you start at, and
I
all that?
started at almost 250.
Wow. And you're short too, aren't you?
5'2",
Yeah,
yes.
you're shorter than me.
And I just, I I don't know how I got there, but I did get there. Um, and I was like, okay, I was doing every diet, every plan, every pill, every program, everything. And everything works for a little while, and then it's really it stops working.
Mhm.
And basically, if you just keep taking calories away and calories away and calories away, your body gets used to that little bit of calories. So
Yep.
the minute you go to a birthday party and eat a tiny piece of cake, you've gained, 2 of your 4 pounds that you lost in the last 8 weeks back. And it was just so frustrating to me. And so when I decided to do the surgery and I called and scheduled, I always tell my patients this, that are looking into surgery. It was the most freeing thing
Mm.
ever, because
Mhm.
in my head, I thought, well, this is it. This is going to work. I don't have to be online looking for the next diet, the next plan, the next pill, whatever. And I knew it was going to work. And I did schedule it. I was probably scheduled 6 months out. So I had a little ways to go. But it was like once I scheduled it, that was it. I knew that that was going to work, and this is what I was going to do. And it was great. And I lost probably 80, 90, 80 pounds with the sleeve. Um, and I still wanted to go, a little more, but I was just working on it. I wasn't unhappy, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, with what
Mhm.
was going on. But when I had the mini bypass, I started to lose more weight. And I'm at now 125.
Damn,
But
Christine.
yeah, yeah. Well, I had some medical things going on, so that kinda, helped me along that low path. Lost a little bit with that, but really, for the most part, it was the surgeries.
Yeah, that's what I said, because I also, like, I was overweight my whole life, so I yo-yo dieted. I went on, tried everything, and I'm sure all of us watching this have tried every diet under the sun, and then you lose it and you gain it and you gain it back even more. So it's such a yo-yo. And so when I had the sleeve, I said the same thing to myself, like, this is it now. Like, this is the permanent solution. It's not like fall off, and again, look, you can regain
Oh, yeah.
with the
Yeah,
surgery,
definitely.
but I don't think you'll regain all your weight. You know what I mean? But it's not a diet. And like you said, if you restrict your calories, your body's just going to get used to that and it's going to plateau. So this is a lifestyle change.
Right, and,
Yeah.
most people in that weight category, we've been on all those diets. We know how to do them. You know what I'm saying? They just don't stay working. So, I tell my patients, just eat healthy during the week. Eat your little salad or your little, chicken tenders, grilled chicken, whatever you want to eat. What do you normally eat when you're trying to lose a little weight? Eat that eat that during the week. And on the weekend, go enjoy what you want to eat.
With
And that's
balance.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's
Hmm.
something you can keep doing, you know, forever. And are you never gonna have a piece of cake? Of course you're gonna have a piece of cake. You're probably gonna eat half of that piece of cake, but you're gonna get it. You're gonna have that piece of cake.
Yeah.
So
It's not it's all about balance. And I actually like how our nutritionist, Dr. Carmen, she also talks about how food is very like, it's social and it's emotional, and it does connect happiness and experiences, and you don't ever want to just like shut that out. Like, well, you don't want to not be able to enjoy a piece of cake at your kid's birthday party because
correct,
you're on a
correct.
diet. So it's about balance.
And
Yeah.
in Louisiana, in the New Orleans area, that's what we do. We eat. We go, like when you say we're gonna go out, we mean going out to eat.
Yeah.
And then maybe something after that, but
Right.
you're going out to eat. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm like Italian background, so that's our life, and that's my dad's love language is just like food.
Yes.
So
Yes.
growing up, like that's exactly how like you show love and and it's so social. And that was the one thing like I had to really learn after surgery, like how to figure out the social aspect of food because it is so, so social.
Yes. And we want to feed everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the
Italians or,
hospitality
whatever.
and
Us.
it's
Yeah. You come to our house and it's like, oh, what y'all want to eat?
Yep.
So everybody wants to feed everybody.
Yes, exactly. It's
So,
tricky. It is tricky,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it makes sense. So you basically had your surgery and just kept in touch with Janice. And for those who don't know who Janice is, she is one of the co-founders of EOC, and she's
Yes.
actually going to be on the podcast soon. I've been bugging her.
I don't know if you're going to get that or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's promised me, but I keep like, hey, just checking in on that promise. But no, she's awesome. But she's more kind of like behind the scenes, but she started out as a coordinator as well. So you just kept in touch with Janice, and then a position came available. Now you are the longest.
And she knew I wanted to do it. Like I had asked about it,
Oh, okay, right.
And I just asked about it because we were so passionate. Frank and I were so passionate about the company, and our experience. It was like, yes, and need to be involved with this group. And that's, and so she, you have to be a year post-op and they have to need somebody. And it doesn't happen very often, that they need somebody.
That's what I was going to say, because I think the great part about EOC is pretty much all of us are past patients, and I think the reason why is because you just hit the nail on the head. You said you were so passionate, and I was the same. I was like, I need to tell the world that this place exists. Like, you become so passionate about it, and your life, this becomes your life. Like your lifestyle is your life, and you just want to tell everybody. And like, growing up, always being big, and I see bigger people, and I just want to be like, hey, like, let me put you, it's almost like a secret. Let me put you onto this. And when I left Mexico, I was like, I need to tell the world about this. And I didn't think about like, I want to come work for the company. I was just like, the world needs to know this place exists. And I think what happens is a lot of past patients, all of a sudden, everyone wants to be a coordinator because we all are so passionate and we know.
And you want to
that
tell
this works,
everybody.
and you
Yeah.
want
And
to tell everybody.
we all really love being together and love each other and do things. And so it looks like a lot of fun.
Well,
which
yeah, that's
it
the
is.
other thing. It's a freaking amazing
Which
job.
it is.
Like we,
Yeah.
we work remote. So you're in Louisiana, I'm in Vegas, and the coordinators are in Texas, New York, like they're all over the place. And so we're very lucky with that. And then we also have amazing, amazing bosses who are like, okay, you guys all live and work everywhere, but we're getting together, and like they take us on retreats and vacations, and and we got Dr. Ortiz has taken us to is it some place in Mexico.
Is it Casa Maya?
It's not. It's like Puerto Vallarta somewhere.
I don't,
But,
it looks beautiful.
It is amazing. So we are very lucky. So if anyone out there watching that's like, how do I become a coordinator? Because let me tell you, I get those comments every day across all of our social media platforms. You just kind of touched on it, but like, how do people become a coordinator? Now, let's just put out there, we're not hiring at the moment, you guys. So, because I know that you guys send resumes to Michelle all day long. But basically, I think times have changed just a little bit since you were hired, because I think you are the longest running coordinator at this point, aren't you?
Yes, I've been with them about, I think, 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while now.
And I was with them when they were a lighter me.
A lighter me, that's right. And things have changed since then, and everything's just kind of blown up. We've added plastics, we've got dental. So basically, we have a huge online community, and a lot of people are aware of the Facebook group, right? So I think for everyone watching, to become a coordinator nowadays, basically what Michelle, co-founder, is looking for is you just have to be kind of present in that Facebook group, and then you become a moderator for the page. And then from a mod, if they're hiring for coordinators, then that's kind of like how they go from there, right? Is that correct? Okay, cool. Just
Yes.
double checking, because I'm pretty sure it has changed since
But I can tell you this. We do have a lot of fun.
We do.
And we do work from home.
Yeah.
But we work a lot.
A lot.
You
Yeah.
know, people think that you're not really, because we're always laughing and having fun.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it's a balance of both. Yeah.
Right. But we do work a lot, like, but the good thing is if you're at home and it's 9 o'clock at night and you want to go answer emails, you can,
Well, that's the
So,
thing. Exactly. Like emails don't stop. Social media doesn't shut down. Like, people are always asking questions, and we are very flexible with the fact that, yeah, like if we do need to pop out and do our groceries, but at the same time, it could be midnight and we're answering emails or reposting, comments or whatever it may be. So it's not really, you have to work 9 to 5 and then you switch off, because things happen throughout all times, all days.
and
So,
we work every day.
yeah, there's not
we work
really
every
any
day.
days off, but we are very lucky with
But
flexibility.
one of Michelle, our boss, is always like, look, it's a holiday. Please be careful not to be bugging the coordinators for things that aren't an emergency. It's a holiday, give them a little time off. So she's
Exactly.
always watching for us.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a balancing act, and I think we've all pretty much figured out, to balance it pretty well. And patients don't go unanswered, and if you're watching and you're like, hey, but I've emailed and I never got a response, guys, it's in your spam, it's in your junk, it's in your promotions. Like, these coordinators, I'm telling you, they work every single day. They're like, emails do not go unanswered. So if something hasn't been responded to within 24, 48 hours, it's either they either didn't get it, so double check that you've sent it to the right address, or it's gone to your spam or your junk folder. So sometimes you guys have issues, I think it's with like the Yahoo addresses, right? Like sometimes Yahoo kicks
Yes,
back.
we have trouble with Yahoo.
So what do you tell your patients to do to kind of like add you guys to favorites or something?
They have to go and do this little block thing. They usually have us block somehow, whatever, and they just have to redo, or most of them, honestly, they just go through another email, But we haven't had trouble with Yahoo, knock on wood, for a while.
Okay, cool.
So that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also a lot of shady companies out there who pretend that they're EOC, aren't they? I see that all the time. They're like, I've emailed and you guys haven't written back. I've emailed a coordinator named,
that doesn't work for us.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, that person doesn't work for us. So a lot of people,
a lot of times they'll send money. They send deposits to these other companies, and they're not who they thought.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, sweetheart, you that's the wrong
company.
Address. That's the wrong bank, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's because you can't trust the other people that are saying, oh yeah, we're EOC. We're EOC.
They'll use like on Google,
careful.
They'll use our name and then you click their website and it's not us. So just a PSA for anybody out there, if you are working with a weight loss surgery coordinator or a plastic surgery coordinator from EOC, your email address is always going to be the coordinator's name at eliasortiz.co. If it is not at eliasortiz.co, guess what? You ain't emailing an eliasortiz.co employee. So just PSA for everybody out there. Now, Christine, what is we're just talking about like, we have so much fun on the job and we are lucky with our flexible schedule, but what's your favorite part of the job?
I like telling my story and I like talking to the patients. I like to know how they did it in TJ, because we always tell them have a good time, and they're always like, a good time? I'm having surgery. I'm like, no, you're gonna have a good time.
You're gonna have a good time.
And and then they say, yeah, I'm having such a good time. So, but just they follow up with us after, and especially people that are struggling and struggling and struggling, and it's like, look, just let's do this. We do some young people, 16 years old, and that is so heartwarming to me, because I had 3 girls.
Yep.
So I know what it's like for them to be in high school and not think that they're good enough. So it changes their life. I mean, it really does. It changes their little lives. So it's it's good.
And it's like, it's so cool that you get to be a part of that. And because of the Facebook group, we have a lot of patients that do post in there. And do you, like, when you're on the Facebook group, do you like, oh, it's my patient? Like, oh, good to see. Yeah, like it's cute. It's so nice to like be able to follow the journey. I love
you look so good, or whatever, you got this, or whatever. But we mean it. Like, if we say you look amazing, you've got it, we mean that. It's not like an auto response,
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. I love that about like EOC because like all you guys are the coordinators are past patients, but like everyone is so like genuinely emotionally invested in everybody's success with a
Absolutely.
surgery. It's not just like, you're not just a number. You're not just like, okay, you're done and you never hear from them again. We hear from, like, we see these people, you guys cheer them on before, during. That's why I always introduce this podcast, Let's Talk About Life Before, During, and After Bariatric Surgery, because we have a huge after bariatric surgery. You know, we have a lot of people coming in for surgery, but I think where our success really lies is that people stay. They stay,
Yes.
they share their journey,
Yes.
they come back for plastics, and we have created our own community of people, and it's amazing. But not only that, we also do, and I think we're the only company I know of in the world that does like patient reunions. Like we've just got back from a cruise, we've got our next cruise booked. Like, this is more than just surgery. This is like an absolute experience, and it's friends for a lifetime.
It is friends for a lifetime. I still talk to one of the ladies that I had my surgery with, one of my surgery sisters, and we still talk on Facebook, you know, and
Really?
yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of cool, you know, to be able to do that, you know.
That is great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all the cool things we have done, what do you think is like your favorite memory from working with the EOC? Because we've done some really cool things.
We have done some crazy things.
What's your favorite memory, Christine?
I always think it's when Michelle does the whole before cruise party, and we're all invited to the house, and then patients are invited there, and we get to mix with the patients. This last time we did it, I mean, she had the chef from Below Deck there all day. Do you remember that, Kayla?
I do. That was
Yes.
so cool.
They
Chef
were there.
Ben, Chef
They-
Ben. He's
yes,
amazing.
They were there all day, all night.
Then
you
hung
know,
out with
and
us after.
yes.
And yep.
And the food was amazing, and the patients got to be there, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
So much love in the room too, you know, like from strangers from all over, almost the world, because we have people coming from all over. We had strangers that just, you know, knew each other from just the Facebook group, or knew that we all had that one thing in common.
And they become really good friends, right? Right. Well, I mean, look at some of the people that had surgery with us that we are so close to now, you know, like you go on a cruise and you're like, hey, you know?
It's so cool. And then like all those people, they're coming again in the next cruise, and then the next cruise, like our next cruise is until like about a year away now, and we are
September.
Pretty much fully booked. Like we've got over 100 and something people already coming.
I'm so ready. We had so much fun on the other one, you know. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's only just going to keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and it's fun to be with the patients, you know, and yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So let's talk about just really quickly like medical tourism. So you said like when you went to have surgery, your family were a bit apprehensive, but then Frank, who's, you know, your husband and has been in the medical field, immediately he was like, okay, this is good. I think medical tourism is becoming more and more popular. Like for us, we've known about it for a while, and we've known how great it is, and we're shouting it from the rooftops. And now I think everybody is kind of getting on board, because not only, you know, are the procedures and everything cheaper, like the quality of work is honestly like second to none.
The quality care.
The
Kayla, you know, the quality of care is so different. So different.
So different.
Yes.
So you've had your weight loss surgeries in Mexico, but then also like was it a year or 2 years ago now?
About a year and a half ago, I had some things going on, and they suggested they were trying to use hyperbarics with
This is here in the States, right?
In the States, correct.
And this was not related to your weight loss surgery at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. So we went, I went, you know, the doctor said, listen, I think, you know, I've been doing a lot of reading and studying. I think you would benefit from hyperbarics. So, okay. So we started looking up. He said, I think Toro, which is a big hospital, has that. So we contacted them, made an appointment, went there, and
for people who don't know what a hyperbaric chamber is, can you just quickly explain what it is?
It's like if you're diving and you go very, very low, but it's 100% bunches of oxygen, and that's the benefit. You know, you're going to breathe 100% a bazillion things. I don't even know how much oxygen. It's
like the purest of oxygen.
And it helps everything. It will help everything. It's amazing for your skin, which is a perk. But I mean, when I was there for mine in Mexico, there was a lady that had ovarian cancer. There was a person that had spinal trouble. There was, there was different things that
I
people
think
were having it for.
Dr.
Yeah.
Espino recommends the facelift patients do it post-op as well. So in
Oh,
America,
it's healing.
right. Yeah, it's amazing.
So at Toro, we went and they said that, my insurance wasn't going to cover it and that it was, I don't know, $2,500 per session. And they would do one session per week.
Oof.
Well, my godfather was in the British Navy and he built submarines. He engineered and built submarines. So he did a lot of that stuff. And he had told me that with hyperbarics, it has to be consecutive. In other words, you can't do one treatment and then go back in 5 days and do another. It has to be a bunch in a row for it to be able to be, as successful as you want it to be. So I knew that was a waste of time, $2,500, blah, blah, blah. So then he said that people at Toro said, well, they have this gentleman, he does it in wherever, about an hour away from us. And so we went there to see them. It was I don't know, $400 for the visit, for whatever. I don't know why it was $400, but it was $400. And his treatments, he wanted, it was $600 a treatment, 5 days a week. I said, you're out of my budget on Wednesday.
How many? Right. Yeah, you're like, I got 1 day up my sleeve. How?
For 10 weeks.
That's what I was going to say. Wow.
It's like, no. So that was not going to work.
But this was the only option that they had for you. They're like, the only thing that's really going to work.
That was the only option. Exactly. And you know what? He was full.
Like, couldn't even get it even if you.
Yeah. But from people in other places, other countries even, But I was like, you know what? We send our plastics patients to Hyperbarics in Mexico in the hotel.
And there's one right downstairs of the Grand Hotel. And it looks like a submarine. Like it's full on like a submarine chamber.
And I mean, this is the thing. Hyperbarics is very important that you have licensed people doing it. And it's not like these little blow up things or anything like that. This takes 15 minutes to get to, they call the dive, to get to the bottom. Or 12 to 15 minutes. And then it takes another 12 to 15 minutes to come up, because you can't just come up. So if somebody doesn't know all of that, that it's kind of, it's very important to be sure you're with somebody who is licensed and does this. Anyway, Eduardo down in the Hyperbarics place in the hotel is licensed, of course. But I called them and it was $100 a session.
That's crazy. And a session's like about an hour and a half, because it takes like a while to get to
it takes about it's at least an hour and 15 minutes or whatever. But it's $100. So I stayed there in Mexico for 5 weeks, and I went every day. And what I had was, the very first time I went and had a test after it was 50% clear. And then I had another test about a month after that, and it was almost all the way clear. And that was strictly the hyperbarics. I mean, that's all it was. It was just that. And it's amazing. Just crazy to me. And when I was there and people were talking about it, it's supposedly very, very good for dementia and Alzheimer's and all of that stuff. And in the US, we just don't. I don't know why. I don't know why we aren't pushing that.
I'll tell you why, Christine, because you make more money off the pharmaceuticals, like selling them drugs, because then that drug's going to, affect that organ, and that organ's going to need another drug. You know what I mean? Like, who would have thought that oxygen, the purest form of oxygen can actually like heal, and lo and behold, would you look at that? It can.
Yeah. And then they want you to pay that big money for 1 a week, which is useless.
Yeah, for air. Yeah, but it's not going to do anything. You need, like you said, you need to do it consecutively. Yeah, that's incredible, Christine. So again, like, Mexico gets the bad rap, and I just think it's this terrible stigma, but I do think that's dying down, because people are starting to actually realize the truth.
Yes. Like, if you walk over there, Kayla, and I know you have walked over there in that medical tower that's hooked to the hotel. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's like they have a holistic dentist, and they have holistic OBGYNs, and they have, It's, they have stem cell therapy. They have so much, and it's all state of the art stuff.
It
It just
really
is.
is. It really is. I did the hyperbaric chamber as well, my last round of plastics. And yeah, it's literally you're in a chamber. It's not going anywhere. Like it's not like we're diving underground or anything. Like it's stationed, but like the way they pressurize it, and they can't open the door up once they have to get to a certain level, and you wear a mask. It's almost like a jet fighter like mask, and you just
Mhm.
and
But I like his chamber better than like the little tubes, because some people aren't going to like that tube where it's just one person laying down,
no, yeah.
and you don't have to wear the mask.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. This you can kind of sit and
You
read
can
and
lay,
talk
you
and
can,
whatever.
yeah. I
If you have
didn't
the
have.
mask,
Did you
right?
have people in your chamber? Every time I went, I didn't have anyone.
I had one person every once in a while,
Okay, yeah,
but because I'm telling you, he was busy. He
yeah,
was busy.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
good.
look at the price. I think it's now gone up to because I think I paid 125 a session. So if anyone's thinking about it now, 120. I think it's about 125, 130. But it's well worth it. So again,
It's and it's they use it a lot for wound care, and it's helps in healing. It helps in so many things. I just don't even know why that's a shame that I do know why. You're right.
yeah,
But
yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy. Because for me, I had my thigh lift. Dr. Lazarus was like, "Look, I'm just so paranoid about thighs because they get openings. Like it's just a high tension area. It is where they are. Like openings like happen like 80% of the time. Is like, can you please just do some hyperbaric chamber treatments while you're there? I think I did 5 or 6. And let me tell you, Christine, my thighs, not an issue.
Yeah.
Like they
Right.
would have been my easiest. My thighs was just like, and I was worried about them. I'm like, it's gonna be so hard to recover from. My thighs were like the easiest. My scars are beautiful. My scars are beautiful on my thighs. I'm like,
Hmm.
wow. Yeah. So
And your skin is like
oh yeah,
really
after the
nice after
treatment,
that. Hmm.
I was going in with no makeup, but it felt like I was having like a facial. Like I'd come out, he goes, "You look younger," and I'm like, I actually do. Like it tightens up your skin. It's incredible.
It is incredible.
Yeah. So like,
It's good
yeah.
for you.
And
Hmm.
like we are so lucky that I live in Vegas, and I go out to Mexico for work all the time, and honestly, you guys, I do everything in Mexico now. I do it
Hmm.
all, even my
I
hair.
would do everything.
I get
I
my
would do
hair. I
everything.
don't even get my hair colored out here. Do my hair, do my nails, do my Botox, I do just everything in Mexico because it's so much better. It's not even that it's cheaper because it is cheaper, but it's just so much better. No one gets my hair this white. No one gets my hair this white. No one gets my lips the way I like they just it's like, and nothing is an issue. I think out here everything is just like, oh well, but and it's just like,
It's not in my job description. That's
yeah.
what they say.
Yeah, like,
Like,
well, I don't think we
we
can
were,
achieve that. And I'm like,
yeah,
well, you can. Because
yeah.
they do it in Mexico, so
Yes, right,
yeah.
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you
They
have
do it in Mexico.
right, exactly. So do you have any advice for people who are thinking about coming to Mexico for surgery, whether it be weight loss surgery, plastic surgery, dental, or any kind of medical tourism? Like, do you have any advice for people?
Um, do your research, look up the people that you're gonna see. Well, of course, you don't have to do too much research, but like if you want to have other procedures done or whatever, yeah, just do your research and um talk to the people. Most people that are in this industry, they speak English. Or people there will speak English. And it be open to it. Um, you're not going to be in a strip mall. The equipment that they use is first class equipment. It's all new, and it's just it's so I would let I'm literally would let Dr. Ortiz do anything on me. Literally
Same,
anything at all.
same.
Anything. And I would trust any of our doctors, our plastics, our surgeons, anybody. And I know y'all have had a lot of dental, you and Nicole there. Everybody loves the dental there, you know. So a root canal, I think in the States is like almost $2,000, and it's like 400 and something dollars. And it's not because it's less work or less, pain, everything is better. So because people right away think it's less because it's not as good.
Exactly. Or they're not qualified, or they're not board certified, or this or that. They're actually like probably way more qualified than the
Way more certified.
than out here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which is really crazy. And then for people who are thinking about having weight loss surgery, Can you explain how do they get the process started? Because you are being a coordinator, you're like one of the first points of contact, and then you walk them through the process. So can you explain that? And then I also think that there's the deposit has just recently changed. So can you talk about that as well?
Yes. So how you're going to get started? A lot of people belong to the Facebook page, and you can just send an email to hello@eliasortiz.co. And or you can go online to eliasortiz.co and fill out a contact there. Once you fill out that contact, it comes over to the coordinators, and they just kind of somebody will get that and will contact you. You'll get a health questionnaire. That'll be one of the first things you get. You fill that out, send it back in. You get an email that'll say we received it and we've sent it to the doctor. Usually in a couple days, 2 to 3 days at the most, we'll get the approval back, and we'll send you that, and we'll give you a call. Most people rather email. So I tell my patients, if you want me to call you, shoot me an email that says call me, because I'm going to read my emails all day, all night. You know what I mean? Where we might not necessarily get to a voicemail that quick. So just, send me an email and say, hey, can you give me a call? And they do. They'll do that. And but then we'll get you going. You'll look at some dates and talk about, the cost. The deposit now is $100.
That's
It is
amazing.
non-refundable,
Mhm.
but it's $100.
Mhm.
And you can schedule like a year out. So a lot of people put the $100 down, they schedule the date, and then they can make payments. You can actually go almost 2 years, but I suggest you do like a year, and then if we have to push you, we can. But um, because you'll have to have a new health form, because we can't.
Right.
We want to
From 2
use a
years ago,
new,
you wanna
current
update
health.
it.
Exactly.
Yep. Mhm.
So you can make payments into your account. We don't tell you how much or when. You do it however you want to do it, as long as it's done before it's 30 days before your surgery is your balance is due.
That's amazing because you know what? Like taking the first step is the hardest thing. And especially like if people are like, I don't have 5 grand right away for surgery. Well, you don't need it right away. You just take that first step, you book your date. You don't even need the $300 deposit, just
Nope. We need
$100.
$100.
And it's
Hmm.
it's only $100, but that $100 is the Kickstarter to changing your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is like
Hmm.
the guarantee, like, I've got a date. This is real now. And then if you need to put $20 a week down, put $20 a week. If, all of a sudden you might just come into an extra few $100, put it down on your account. That's basically like how
Yeah,
the layaway
income
plan
tax
works.
return or something like that. But
Exactly.
it gives patients the option to like actually really get it started.
Exactly.
And um, if for some reason, let's say you book for next September,
Mhm.
and in the end of July, beginning of August, you say, I'm not going to make it, Christine.
Mm.
As long as it's 30 days before,
Mhm.
we can push you back.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we
Mm.
can say, you're going to say, well, I can't do it in September now, but I can do it by November. Okay, well, let's move it. But make sure you do it at least 30 days before, so you don't lose anything. But yeah, it's very, very doable. We have patients that do it all the time, all the time. And they'll pay a year and a half on it, and but still, it's
You know
coming.
it's coming. It's that
Yes,
commitment that you've made. Like that
yes,
first step is
yes.
the most important step. Don't worry about, how am I going to get to the finish line? Just take it one step at a time. And that is with booking this surgery. That is with after surgery. Because you're like, how am I going to lose this weight? Am I going to be successful? Don't think about the big picture. Take it day by day. Take it one step at a time. If you take one step at a time, guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to be up the top of that staircase looking down. You're like, I freaking made it. But if you think you got to jump from the top to the bottom all in one step, it's not going to happen. So just take that first step to change your life. It will, and it is life changing. And also the approval process, like to apply, it's free as well. You don't need to pay for the application. All that's
No.
free. So you got
Right.
nothing to lose, you guys. Just get approved. And if it even takes you 6 months, because those approvals are good for 6 months, right? If it even takes you 6 months to pluck up the courage to put your $100 down, so
$100,
be it.
right, exactly.
Just
Exactly. And
get the ball
let's
rolling.
say you book it for a year or so out, and then all of a sudden you decide you want to have it sooner because you got a refund or something. just call us. We'll move you up. Like it doesn't. We can work with that. You just have to follow the rules, the guidelines.
Yep.
And they're not difficult, but if you don't pay attention to them, and you're trying to change a date and it's 10 days before your surgery, that's an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just have to pay attention to those things that are, listed in your contract, or just ask.
Yep.
Just ask us.
Yep, exactly. So just get it started, you guys. Get that approval going. It'll be the best thing you ever do for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have not had one patient in all of these years say they were sorry they had the surgery.
Yep.
Not one.
Nah.
Sometimes they have a little issue maybe in the beginning. Maybe somebody is having nausea, or maybe somebody's, and for like a week, they might feel like, oh, I feel so terrible.
Yeah.
But they're never sorry they had the surgery. Yeah. The only thing they say is that they should have had it sooner.
Yep. That's the only thing they're sorry about. It's like, I wish I did it a year ago. But just do it now. And there's also other, like, there's many ways to pay. Like, you don't even have to, like, you can get a loan. You can finance. You put on a credit card, you guys, like whatever.
We have some, finance options with us. But if you have a credit union, go to your credit union. And I wouldn't say I was having elective surgery. I would say, I don't know,
Medical,
whatever. I hate to
whatever.
Like, whatever. You could say it's for whatever. You can say you're buying furniture.
Yeah.
They're not going to come check on it.
Yeah.
But you can get that money, from other places besides, and credit card. We have people that pay half credit card, half cash, Yeah.
Yeah. Because then, even if you're like, because a lot of people like, how they build the points on their credit cards, like, go for it. Build your points, pay it off that way. You get cash back. Like, it doesn't have to be just, and again, you're not taking a wad of cash to Mexico. That's never going to happen. They're never going to ask you to take cash to Mexico.
Nope.
There's a bunch of different payment options. So, but you just have to be paid in full 30 days prior to your surgery for weight loss surgery. That is. Plastic surgery is a little bit different because it's obviously like a way more intense, process and that kind of thing. Okay, so Christine, we'll wrap it up. But do you have any advice for anybody like thinking about having surgery or who has had surgery?
My advice, I was 60 when I had mine. Okay. So my advice is don't wait till you're 60. Do it whenever you want to have it done, because we always say, oh, I'm not going to do it right now because my kids need this, or I'm not going to do it right now because we have to get that. And moms notoriously put themselves last. So don't put yourself last. It's that amount of money, but it's only a week in Mexico, and it's going to change your life. You're going to be happier. Your kids are going to be happier. And just, don't wait. Don't put it on the back. You make yourself matter, make yourself be, on the top of that list, because if you're not on the top of that list and not at your top, you can't help the rest of the people in your family that you're trying to protect to begin with,
Exactly. That is brilliant advice, Christine. I love it.
Well, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for being on this episode of Bariatrics and Beyond. I hope it helped a bunch of people, and I'm sure it did. And I will see you in a couple months in Mexico.
In Mexico, in November.
In November.
Yeah.
It's coming up quick. It is coming up fast.
Yay! Well, the thing is, we talk to each other every day.
Right.
Because we have a group chat. So, we talk to each other every day. So your work people are your
family.
Are your definite, family.
Yeah,
so
I feel like
and
I talk
when
to you
they
guys
tell
more than family sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And when they tell people, welcome to the family, the patients, they mean it. Because you really are part of the family.
Oh, you really are part of the family. Yep, it's so true.
Yeah.
And we are family. Again, your daughters work. Your daughter-in-law work for EOC. My sister works for EOC. Dr. Ortiz's half of his family. We literally, one way or another, we are all family.
Yes, we are.
I love it.
We are.
I love it.
And our bosses are amazing.
We're so
they care
lucky.
about the company, they care about the patients, and they care about their employees. And that's a very difficult thing to find, So
very, because I've worked for companies that don't care.
And we kind of like Dr. Ortiz too. We kind of.
I reckon we'll keep him. What do you reckon?
He's such a doll. He's such a doll.
Yeah.
And not to mention, like, all our guys that work there are all nice looking. So it's all very good eye candy too. So,
right. So
it's all good.
If nothing else, girls and guys, if nothing else, go for the eye candy. No,
yes, absolutely.
Both. Can I tell you, like, our TikTok is on fire right now because everybody is just drooling over Dr. Espino right now. They're drooling over his work, but they're also drooling over how good looking he is. Everyone's like, oh, he's so talented.
Our plastics groups needs to make a calendar.
Oh, we should do that. The men of ears, the surgeons of ears.
I always say, look, it's the land of the beautiful people because I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. And even like not even, but like the females in Mexico, they're just so beautiful. I'm just
our nurses and stuff are so sweet,
sweet and so
pretty.
Beautiful, and
yeah.
But at the same time, like not that intimidating. You know, when like people are really beautiful and they're like,
no, not
they're
at
intimidating, or they know it. Like, no, everyone's just so sweet, and you're like, how are you that sweet and that beautiful? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
But I love it. I love Mexico. I love Mexicans.
Me too. I love being there.
You were just there, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. How was it?
It was great. We, Hannah had some stuff done, but we were in the hospital. We had to stay in one night for her, and we had a alarm beeping, and I was like, don't worry about it, because I mean, if you're in the U.S., you have to wait for maintenance to come take care of it. No, girl. The registered nurses came in with a chair, climbed on the chair. I'm like, oh my God, please be careful. Fix the thing. I was like, well, there you go.
They just get it done. Nothing is.
Yeah, they get it done. Exactly, Kayla. That's exactly right. They get it done.
Yeah, nothing's an issue. I love that. I love that.
Right.
Love that. Love you. And
love you too.
I can't wait to see you soon. Thank you so much for this. And I think you're one of the last coordinators to be on the podcast. Next, I got to get Alyssa. She's next on the hit list.
Oh, Alyssa. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
this
all right.
Well, good. All right. Well, thank you, Kayla.
Thank
I
you,
enjoyed
Christine.
it.
Likewise. I'll see you soon. Bye, you guys.